The marketing environment. You cannot just launch a product without first knowing anything about the world at large. Ibig sabihin yan, hindi tayo agad gagawa ng produkto na hindi muna natin nalalaman kung ano ba ang ganap sa ating kapaligiran. In fact, kailangan pa natin kumuha ng mga information bago talaga tayo mag-roll out ng ating product idea. Kaya, ngayon, mag-focus tayo sa environment. We'll be paying attention to the environment before setting out and executing a product idea. At para simulan yon, we first begin with the breakdown of the primary elements that make up our business environment. The components of the business environment are the micro environment, internal environment, and the macro environment. Internal environment refers to the business itself. Basically, ibig sabihin yan, yung mismong negosyo mo, yung kumpanya mo, yung firm mo. What are you selling? How your organization is set up? What your organization's strengths and weaknesses are? What your resources happen to be? What your company's core values and mission are? And essentially, anything about your company that matters. So, internal environment ay yung mismong business mo. At bakit mo kailangang malaman yung mga information patungkol dito? It is because you would want to determine what resources you will have at your disposal in order to properly select a fitting strategy for selling your products. Diba dapat naman talaga na mas kilala mo ang kumpanya mo, kilala mo kung ano ang strength, alam mo ang strengths and weaknesses ng iyong business, ang products mo, dahil dun ka magsisimulang makabuo ng fit na strategy para magtinda o maibenta mo ang iyong produkto. Here's a checklist of things you may want to assess in your company's internal environment. First, the company cash flow. Magkano ang pera? Magkano ang perang meron ng ating kumpanya? Organizational structure. Sino ang tao na involved? Sino ang accountable for marketing initiatives? Sino ang naka-assign? Assets and other resources. Ano ang mga gamit, property, equipment na meron tayo na pwede natin gamitin? Strategic alliances, mga entities, sino yung mga meron tayong maayos na relasyon sa kanila at maaaring makatulong sa atin, influential sila para sa ating business. And products and services, what products are already being offered, if any, ginagawa na ng ating kumpanya, produkto natin o ating serbisyo. Competitive environment, on the other hand, refers to the immediate industry in which your company is doing business. So if you're running a bank, for instance, sino ang competitive o ano ang nasa competitive environment mo? Yun yung maaari ay mga bank branches din na nandun sa vicinity mo. Or yung mga substitutes. Pag sinabi natin substitutes, yung hindi mo sila kapareho na bangko, pero nakakapag-serve din sila nung kaya mong gawin. Like pawn shops. Kasi nakakapag-lend din sila ng money. Nagtatransact din sila ng pera. At maaari may iba pang mga maliliit na negosyo na katulad nung sayo. Yan yung mga bumubuo sa competitive environment. So, here is a checklist of what to look out for in your competitive environment. Unahin na natin yung competitors. Siyempre, ang kailangan mong checklist dyan is sino sila, sino ang competitor, ano ba ang kanilang respective strengths, and kung may weaknesses, ano rin ito. Next is the competing products and services. What these are, what their target markets are, and what their respective strengths and weaknesses are as well. Substitute. Yan yung binanggit ko kanina. So, ano yung mga alternative products or services na pwede ring i-consider ng customer than your core product? Yung competitors, competing products and services, and maging yung mga substitutes, ay hindi lang yon ang mga pwedeng maging kakompetensya ng isang nag-i-exist na firm. Or let's say, yung maka-apekto negatively sa isang firm. Tulad ng suppliers. Yung suppliers, importante sila sa atin, sa business. Pero pwede silang maka-interrupt sa production flow. Paano? Paano kung halimbawa si supplier, sobrang dependent tayo dito sa kanila, nagkaroon ng increase sa price. So, syempre, affected tayo dito. o kaya naman magkaroon ng interruption sa production flow. Syempre, hindi mo mabibigay yung product na kailangan ng mga customers mo. At pwede rin sila maging potential entrance sa industry na kung nasaan ka. Ibig sabihin, it means magiging kakompetensya nyo na sila sa market. Ganon din yung mga intermediaries, yung mga distributors, wholesalers, retailers, mga buyers natin sila. And they provide services in getting our products to the customer. They may also become potential entrants in the industry kung ma-feel nila na ang pagpasok pala sa industriya na ito o kung nasaan ka din, malili lang pala. So, pwede maging kakompetensya mo na rin sila. So, yun yung competitive environment. So, and yung internal and the competitive environment, yun yung bumubuo sa tinatawag nating micro-environment. Again, the internal, yun yung business mo, ikaw mismo yan, yung business mo. And the competitive environment, yun yung malalapit sa'yo, sa business mo, that can affect you, often referred to as the micro-environment of a business. Micro-environment, from the word micro, ibig sabihin, maliit na grupo. Okay, so small forces within the company that affect its ability to serve its customers. At nabanggit din natin kanina nga yung internal environment. Ito ay can be controlled, pero it cannot influence an external environment. Diba, ang ating internal environment is the business itself. Ibig sabihin, itong negosyo mo, hindi nito ma-impluwensyahan yung external environment. So, ano ba yung external environment? So, external environment, yan yung bumubuo sa macro environment. Macro environment is a larger societal forces that affect the micro environment. Ito yung mga external forces in the macro environment: demographical, economical, sociocultural, technological, ecological, and political. They are typically beyond the control of any organization. Ibig sabihin, hindi ito ma-impluwensyahan ng isang firm o ng organisasyon o ng isang business. Pero ang business ay maaring maapektuhan ng mga ito. Demographic force. Yung demographic, from the word demography, we study human population. This pertains to the population growth, changing age structure, family structure, about also their interests. Yung mga taong ito, ano ang kanilang lifestyle? Lumalaki ba ang population sa lugar na ito? Nababawasan ba? Lahat yun ay patungkol sa demographic. Economic forces naman relates to the factors that affect consumer purchasing power and spending patterns. What is the savings rate of the population? Yung consumer ba? Tumataas ba yung spending niya or bumababa? Do people feel that their quality of life is improving? Didiscuss din dito yung inflation, interest rate, exchange rate, pati ang GDP and GNP ng isang bansa. So, yun yung mga indicators ng economic forces. Then, yung socio-cultural forces, mga factors that affect society's basic values, preferences, behavior nila. So, basically, ito yung kanilang culture ng isang society. Yun yung belief nila and values that shape them. And of course, their beliefs, mga paniniwala nila, what they value, should be really considered. Technological forces naman relates to factors that create new technologies and thereby create new product and market opportunities. Consider the new technologies that are changing the business landscape. Meron bang mga new ideas, new products and practices na pwedeng mag-threaten sa ating current business dahil obsolete na tayo at high-tech na ngayon. And for ecological forces or tinatawag din nating natural forces, yan. For instance, yung climate, yung ating water and air pollution, we should be aware of it. Mga pagbabago sa ating ecological environment. Hence, kailangan natin na suportahan, maging maayos yung ating environment, magiging environmentally friendly tayo and responsible. Gawin yung makakabuti din sa ating environment. And finally, political forces. Ang bawat business, nalilimitahan sila ng political environment kasi this involves the law, government agencies, mga organization, and syempre, kung ano ang mga naisa sa batas, naapektuhan tayo niyan. At yan nga yung mga factors or forces na bumubuo sa external environment. Overall, yun yung mga different elements or factors na kailangan nating i-consider or i-monitor in the macro environment.